Hello and welcome back to Yorkshire Railway and welcome back to another news update video. Today coming from Accurascale. So I've been putting this video off for quite a while now. It started I think towards the end of February and I was thinking, oh yeah, we're going to get a bit of content from Accurascale, I get to make a bit of an update video, so on and so forth. But every time that I sit down to record this video, or well, I say sit down, every time I'm sort of getting prepared to sit down to record this video, they release some new information or new models. And as of today, which is the 17th of April, I'm taking this opportunity to finally record it because Accurascale have been busy workers indeed. And there's so much stuff coming from them, this video is probably going to be a long one. But anyway, we're going to kick off with the book jumper. So the book jumper, and forgive me because I'm just reading my notes off of my iPad, but essentially towards, I believe it was the middle to end of February, we had a bit of a news update from Accurascale that they've sent some delegations to the factory in China, and that's they were going to look at production samples of their up-and-coming models, which I think is brilliant. I really do like these insider looks into the production. Not just, oh, here's a production sample. Actually seeing the models being formed on the production line is a really great insight. I just love this kind of stuff. But anyway, so the J67s, 68s and 69s, or the book jumper family, they are well underway. So there's some great content already coming from these, and other than that, they are essentially in the finishing progress of their production. So they should be coming in Q2 2025, which is absolutely great. It's not something as of yet that I have pre-ordered. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm going to be able to get one on this run. Hopefully if they do another one, possibly, but certainly it's probably not something I'm going to be able to collect this time round. We'll have to see how budgets stretch out, but yeah, my budget is stretched thin at the minute, so yeah, as much as I really do want one, I think if I was going to go for one, I think the Great Eastern Railway blue one, I think that would be my top priority, and then that'll probably be followed by the LNER one, but other than that, yeah, it's more of just a budget thing for me, but they look absolutely fantastic, I do have to say, and I think for anyone that has pre-ordered them, they're going to be absolutely fantastic. Now, on for a model that I have pre-ordered. So I used my bonus from last year to pay for this, so yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it, which of course is the Class 89. Now, the Class 89 was supposed to be here at the end of February, and that got pushed back again, but yeah, it's not a bad thing. They have justified the reasons for pushing it back, but essentially they've taken feedback from Making Tracks team, so that's Pete Waterman's team that does the Making Track series for the shows and Chester Cathedral, and essentially that was from the Class 92, I believe, where they said that when the pantograph was up in the air, it wasn't quite hanging right, so it looked a bit strange going around the layouts, and therefore it just looked out of place. So they've taken the feedback from that, and they've actually made some adjustments to the pantograph on the Class 89, which means that it should hang at a more prototypical look to it, and therefore it will look how it should do in real life. The downside to that is, because they've had to take the necessary steps from copying and pasting the pantograph from the 92, they've obviously had to make adjustments and make a new one, and that therefore has pushed back the release date of this. So it should have come in February. It's now coming in Q2 of 2025, which, looking at the schedule of what's coming and what's not at the minute, it's probably going to come around about, I would guess, June time. If I had to have a guess at something, I can't see it coming next month because there's already something on its way. So yeah, I highly anticipate that this will come sort of early to mid-June. But either way, I am absolutely looking forward to it. I've actually gone for the all singing and dancing sound fitted version, so it'll be my first time testing the Accurascale speakers and the sound files for those, which will be absolutely fantastic. I'm really looking forward to the pantograph actually being able to be raised and lowered using the DCC controller. That's a really cool feature, I think. So yeah, I'm very, very much looking forward to that. And I've actually pre-ordered the present day version. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting one of those finally for the layout. So yeah, they are still available to pre-order at the moment. However, they have said that to avoid disappointment, that either if you want to go to accurascale.com direct or Rails of Sheffield, which is their exclusive partnership with those, they're the only two places you can get from them. Certainly go and pre-order one now, because there is going to be a very limited amount. And the more important thing with this model is there's only one. When I say that, I mean there's only one locomotive. It's 89001, and that is it. That is the only one that was ever made. There are 4 different livery options, which are fantastic. So you've got the original Intercity Swallow, you've got the Intercity Executive, the GNR in gold letters, GNR in white letters, and then the Intercity Swallow present day livery. So technically it's 5, but yeah, it's a stunning looking locomotive. I do have to definitely say that, and I'm very much looking forward to getting one on the layout. Now, up next, another one that is coming very, very soon, and that is the Class 50. So the Class 50 is apparently in well underway in terms of manufacturing. They've had a few different overhauls. I believe that was it. So it's the wrong type of resistors that was used in the circuit board. So they've had to replace those, which has pushed those back from their original time frame, because I believe they were supposed to come, according to people that I've talked to, in terms of sales representatives at shops, they were supposed to come sort of early this year. And when I say early this year, I mean January. But they kept getting pushed back. I think it might have even been late December. I can't even remember now, but but yeah, certainly it's been a while coming, and I do have to say I love the look of a Class 50. It's just such a unique shape, very recognisable, and yeah, again, I've pre-ordered one of these. Only a DC version on this occasion. I've been paying bits off as and when I can, sort of, 10, 20 quid here, over the whole of last year. So yeah, took a while, but yeah, I saved up every spare cash that I sort of got my hands on, and paid for a Class 50, which I've gone for Thunderer, in the Hanson and Horn, I believe it is, livery, which I think looks really cool. Obviously a bit more of a modern image look to it. Obviously does rail tours and goes up and down the country, so should fit in with my layout pretty nicely. But yes, they should be on their way soon. I believe I saw a picture of something in terms of, was it project status? Let me have a look now. Yes, so if we go to the project status, it says in transit, and the Class 50 is on there. So that actually means the Class 50 is going to come before the bug jumpers, because according to Accurascale's production status, the bug jumpers are still in production. So yeah, that means that they are going to be the first ones here. So yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to getting my Class 50. Anyway, moving on to next, we've got the, I'd say, highly anticipated Class 60 from Accurascale, which definitely, I'd say, I am very, very looking forward to getting a Class 60 from Accurascale. main reason being, and you've probably seen my video for it, I've not had the best of luck with the Class 60s this year in the old Class 60 wars. Yeah, my Cavalex one hasn't got off to the best start. I'm still in discussion with Key Model World on what to do with mine, but essentially, I mean, I don't think it was made pretty obvious, but someone may correct me. But essentially, they came back and said that the Hornby controller that I use for my analog testing isn't powerful enough to run their model. I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. But I've tested it using the HM7021 pin decoder because I thought that might be the case. And it performed exactly the same. It slows down ridiculously. Doesn't have any oomph in it. So I'm still waiting to see what comes back from that. It's currently sat in its packaging in the original box that it came in, and the transit box. I'm just waiting to hear back from Key Model World, who haven't been the best at communications. I do have to say that. So obviously, I should say Cavalex obviously noticed an issue. They put out a public statement saying that some of the gears were a bit too tight on the tolerances, and therefore that was causing the slowing down on the curves. Absolutely fine. I've got no issues with that. I sent mine back to Key Model World to have those replaced. And then I obviously brought up the notion that it was making really loud buzzing noise as well, like more than any locomotive has ever done using that crappy controller. It is really, really loud. So yeah, I brought that up to their attention. I said, is that the gears that's causing that through the excessive wear? Should I be worried? You know, any information would be great. I received back in a note on the invoice that was tucked inside the packaging. It just said slow runner, and that was it. No indication if it had been fixed or not. So I put it on the track. Lo and behold, it performed exactly the same. So I got in contact with them. They said, oh, that's really strange because it worked fine here and the gears have been changed. I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. But I said, it's not working here. I said, I've tried it on the Hornby controller. They said, oh yeah, we'll get back to you. 2 weeks went by. They said, oh yeah, sorry, we haven't got back to you. We've got in contact with Cavalex. They said the controller's no good. It's not powerful enough. I was like, okay, that's absolutely fine. I says, I wasn't made aware of that. When I was looking to buy one, I didn't see that it needed a specific controller. There possibly might have been, but I've missed that. But I said, that's absolutely fine. I said, if that's the case, I said, but I've got a DCC controller now. I said, I'm going to drop a decoder in it and I'll try it on that. And it's the same performance. So I'm still waiting to hear back on that one. But anyway, back to the Accurascale Class 60. I'm hoping the same thing doesn't happen with that, because every other manufacturer that I've got, whether that be Bachmann, Dapple or Hornby, they all work using the crappy Hornby controller. So I'm hoping that Accurascale's does as well, because that will make me very happy. If not, you know, I will still keep it and I will put a decoder in it and I will test it on that as well. And if that still doesn't work, then we'll go back to square one. But at the minute, yeah, I'm not the happiest bunny with the whole Cavalex saga. So yes, Accurascale don't really have much of a competition, I should say, at the minute in my mind to go. But, you know, I will remain unbiased when I review it. Certainly, you know, all it has to do for me to be better than the Accurascale one is just perform. Because in terms of detail, I would say the Cavalex one is incredible. It's one of the most highly detailed models I've ever come across. Visually stunning. In terms of lighting features, absolutely incredible. But yeah, performance at the minute has let it down. And as I say, you know, all the Accurascale one has to do for me is just work, and that will make it better in my mind. But yeah, it is what it is. I will figure out a solution some way or another. I just hope that we get to one by some point this year. But yes, getting back to the Class 60s, they are well in the way of tooling. There is production samples of these rolling off in terms of the bodies. And again, they were supposed to be here at Q1 2025, but let me have a look. Yes, so they were supposed to be here at Q1 of 2025, but they're now going to be here at Q2 2025, which will again be that'll be around about June. Oh, no, hang on a minute. I'm going wrong here. It's again because it runs from April, so it's April, May, and June. That's Q1. So it's July, August, or September. That's when they will be coming. So yeah, it's still quite a wait. But yeah, they've said that the reason for the delay is purely down to the demand. So clearly a lot of you have spoken with your wallets, and again, being at the cheaper price tag of $169.95 for the DC version, yeah, can't go wrong. Really, it's a pretty inexpensive model, as models go these days. But yeah, again, I've had mine pre-ordered for quite a while, and that's all paid off as well. I did the same thing I've done with my Class 50, just been paying a little bit here and there. So that's where that went from. Again, more exciting news, not necessarily something that I necessarily care about, but it's just purely because of the region that I want to model. But Accurascale announced with partnership again with Rails of Sheffield that they're bringing a new DMU to the market in form of the Electrostar. So yeah, it's quite a cool model. Certainly, you know, as I think they're like 4 or 5 car DMU sets. Retail for a hell of a lot of money. I think it's like 500 or 600 quid for the DC version. I think you're looking about 700 quid for the DCC sound fitted. So yeah, it's quite a hefty price tag. But again, looking at what you get and the features that are coming with those, it's probably pretty reasonably priced. I mean, you look at Hornby's Class 800s, 801s, 802s, etc. They retail for about £500, and you know, they don't come with any sound features or anything like that. The lighting features that come with those again are pretty basic. Obviously on the DC functions everything's just on, but again, you know, it's still quite a hefty price tag. So for like large sets like this, I think that is the sort of price tag that we are looking at, really. And then, well, moving on to some rolling stock, we've got the HTOs and HTV hopper wagons. They are due to arrive very soon again. Next, we've got more and more. We've got a second run of Class 30s and Class 31s, featuring quite a wealth of livery options. You know, some unusual ones. The sort of goldeny orange one, that's the one I'd say stands out pretty much, or the black one. They're pretty unusual liveries, I'd definitely say so. So yeah, if you didn't like one the first time around, there's probably something to whet your appetite. And then just as I thought everything was going to be over, they announced, this was only a couple of days ago, that they're bringing back the PTA wagons. So yeah, they are looking fantastic. I think they've got 4 livery options for those, and they're coming in packs of 5 for the retail price. If I can find it, just bear with me. So they should be coming in Q2 of 2026, so still quite a while to wait. We're looking at £180. I'm just rounding out, it's £179.94. That's an odd price, 94. But yeah, they are coming in Q2 of 2026, so yeah, quite a while to wait for those. But obviously coming in a pack of 5, which I think is great. You know, you can get quite a decent rake already built up with the 1 pack. And yeah, they look absolutely fantastic. So I think I might be trying to get a pack of those at some point, but we'll see how the layout goes. But yes, in terms of that is pretty much everything to go for. So if I go back onto the project status, we'll have a look. So arrived in stock at the moment, we've got batch, it's batch 3, but of run 1 of the class 3031s. They've got the B tank wagons, they've arrived in stock. The bullied wagons, they've arrived in stock. The CDA China clay wagons, they've arrived in stock as well. And the Mark II Cs, as well as the Ruston 88DS in O gauge. So yeah, they've all arrived in stock. This is the ones that it says are in transit. So you've got the ICI hoppers. They are of an ETA end of May, so not long till they've arrived. And the HTO HTV hoppers, they are also arriving end of May of an ETA. And then the class 50s ETA Q2 of 2025. So yeah, they're in transit, but again, can take a while to get out and be shipped out to the address. Then we've got still in production, we've got the class 60, again, supposed to be arriving Q2 2025. The class 89, ETA Q2 2025. So realistically, we could have the 50, the 60 and the 89 arrive probably within months of each other. I'd say the 60s and the 89s definitely could be even weeks, really, or arrive at exactly the same time. Then we've also got the North Eastern Railway's 20-ton wagons. They look absolutely fantastic as well. Probably something I'm going to miss out on as well because I'm not getting a book jumper. But they're supposed to be arriving ETA May 2025. So again, should be, well, they should technically be in transit now, I'd probably say. But yeah, they've still got time. They've got time. The J67s, 68s and 69 book jumpers, they've got an ETA of Q2 2025. Again, I'm gutted I've missed out on one, but there's no, I'm not going to say there's still time because there's not. I haven't got the budget for it. Then we've got the class 66s. I think that's run 2 now from Accurascale. They're supposed to be arriving Q2 of 2025. The Pannier tanks, ETA Q2 2025. It's going to be a busy summer for Accurascale. The Park Royal coaches, I can't say I even knew they were coming, but they're supposed to be coming Q2 2025. The Mark 1 Suburbans in maroon, ETA of Q3 2025. The HYA Hoppers, they're Q3 2025. The Snowplows, they're coming Q4 2025, so hopefully should arrive in time for Christmas. And then the 37s, they're also arriving Q4 2025 of an ETA, but again, something will probably happen. It'll end up getting pushed back. I hope not, because I'd like to get mine by the end of the year, but who knows. And then they've got the North Irish Railway 101 DL class Hunslet. That is also coming with an ETA of Q4 2025. So yeah, that looks absolutely fantastic. Now, these are the ones that are coming next year, because again, there's very busy people at Accurascale. Or I should say next year. So we've got, there is the rail cars, the class 2000s, that's the Irish Railway one. That's ETA Q3 2025. We've got the FCA FYA wagons, they're coming ETA Q4 2025. The Clay Hoods, they're also Q4 2025. Run 2 of the class 3031s, Q1 2026, that should be sort of this time next year. We've got the Hunslet Austerities, they are Q2 2026, so still a long time till they're coming. And that's the same for the Longmoor Military Railway train pack featuring the Hunslet as well as the 2 coaches. That's also coming Q2 2026. The Electrostars just says 2026. We've got the PTA Tipplers Q2 2026. And then a really stunning steam loco as well in the GSCR CIE 800 class, which looks absolutely fantastic. So it's an Irish steam locomotive, which yeah, is a really unusual one to go for. That's also coming Q3 2026. So yeah, it's still a long way off, but by the looks of the sort of production samples. Yeah, it looks incredible. But yeah, that is everything for my sort of Accurascale roundup, should we say. It's a lot to pack in, so it's a lot to memorize, hence why I keep having to refer to my iPad. So sorry, you've probably seen me looking down a lot. But yeah, I do have to say I'm looking forward to a lot of this. I think everything that I have pre-ordered, which is pretty much everything is paid for as well. I think everything I've got coming this year is Accurascale. I don't think I've got any locomotives from a different manufacturer ordered yet. Certainly, it's going to be a while till I can get in a position where I can get more locomotives. It's one of those, I've got news, but I can't share it currently as to what is happening. But there is some big news coming. That's all I can really say at the minute. I'm just waiting for the ducks to align, and you'll hear about it in the coming months. But yeah, I've got big plans. Basically, there are big plans for everything: the channel, the hobby, my life, everything. So yeah, stay tuned for that, because everything is changing. But yeah, it's exciting news. I've just got to wait for everything to be in place before I can speak about it. But yeah, so I'm not saying any more on that. But anyway, in terms of my rankings for what I'm most looking forward to, it's very, very hard. I would say I'm probably top one is going to be the 89, just purely on the basis is that this will be my first ever sound. Well, it's not my first ever sound fitted model. It's my first ever sound fitted diesel. Electric. It says diesel electric, isn't it? Modern image. It's my first ever like DC sound fitted modern image model, which I'm very looking forward to. Obviously, I've got the Class 91 that I've converted, but I do have to say that I've got issues with the decoder that's in it. I'm not sure. Someone might know how to fix this. Basically, if I go into the app and set the address, or I set the address using the controller, whichever one, it doesn't set it. It just stays at number 3. However, I had it on the track at the same time as my HM7000. I had it on the same on the track at the same time as the Hush Hush, and it basically sticks whatever code it wants on it. So I changed the address on that, which works. That works fine. So I changed the address on the Hush Hush, converted it. It somehow changed the address on the 91 at the same time. Even though the 91 wasn't on the track, I should point that out. The 91 wasn't on the track when I set it up. So what I did was I put them both on the track on a pair of rolling roads next to each other. So I just wanted to see how I could test the features out. Now I've got 2 on the NC Power Cab. I just wanted to see the recall function of going from one loco to another. And so I set the Hush Hush going. And then as I did that, the 91 set off, even though it's a completely different address. So I've no idea on that one. If anybody can tell me if it's a faulty decoder, because it certainly seems like a ghost decoder at the minute. But yeah, so my plan is I'm going to get rid of that one at some point. I'm going to replace it with one of the decoders from Roads and Rails, and get a proper either an ESU or a lock sound, whichever one. And I'm going to replace it with a different 91 decoder with a better speaker as well. And yeah, I'm tempted to just use this HM7000 as like a test, go through the different sound functions that the Hornby decoders can go, and just stick it in a varying amount of locomotives. So probably the next one will be the 9F when I receive that back. That's gone off to Hornby. I haven't heard anything. It's been about it's got to have been at least a month since it's gone. It would have been. It went to the end of March, so we're at the end of April now. So yeah, it's been a month at least. Yeah, they've had it. So yeah, it's yeah. I don't know. I'm just leaving them with it. I'll email them at some point. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, my top list would be, it's the Class 89 that I'm looking forward to. I'd say the next one after that, if I'm honest, is probably the Class 50. Purely because I don't have one. So I'm looking forward to actually getting my hands on a different type of locomotive, having a look at it. Again, quite excited because it's going to be my first Accurascale locomotive. So I'm very much looking forward to that, because I've heard fantastic things about them. And I'll be honest, the main thing that sort of drove me to going for the Accurascale model, well, I should say Accurascale models in general, purely was the lifetime warranty, as well as the price. I thought they definitely seem the best in terms of price at the minute, and the fact that they've got that lifetime warranty with them just gave me that reassurance. I thought the amount of issues that I've had with a few of the locomotives that I've had over the time, it's not many, don't get me wrong, but I've definitely had a bit of bad customer service, and certainly it just made that reassurance that if something goes wrong, there's a way of getting it fixed. And again, it'll be covered for a lifetime, so that's great to know. Obviously, I know there's clauses in that as well, like obviously it will be normal running and things like that, but certainly it's nice to know that if anything does go wrong in the short term, it's going to be fixed. But I'm not expecting 40 years in the future to have them honour that when the motor burns out or anything like that, because that's just general wear and tear. But certainly, in the short term, it's a great feature to have, especially when you're spending quite a significant amount of money. And then, yeah, I'd say the next one after that will be the Class 60, just because I want to have a working one, and I'm very much looking forward to getting mine. I've gone for the Rails of Sheffield exclusive, which is the Teesside Express, so that's in the British Steel blue. It's very similar to the fleece that I've got on today, so yeah, quite a nice one, I think, to go for. And that's hence why I've been collecting steel wagons. So I'm still up to 4, but again, there's more to have, so we'll just build that rake up over the time. I want to get more of the Accurascale. I pointed to the back then, into the Accurascale wagons at some point. Hopefully they'll do a rerun of those now they've got the Class 60s on the way. I hope that is the case, because the British Steel ones look really, really, really nice. But again, you can't get them anywhere unless paying a fortune on eBay, which I'm not prepared to do. And then, yeah, after that, I still haven't pre-ordered a Austerity. And Hilton, if you're watching to this point, Hilton every single week, I think, more or less asks me, have you ordered one yet? And I go, no. And he's like, why not? Because I don't know which one I want. And he's like, I'll just get 2. I was like, I don't know which one I want though. And he's like, well, just get them all. And I'm like, no. He's trying to spend my money. I was like, it's bad enough he's got me hooked on the 37s, which is something I've always wanted. But yeah, I went a bit crazy with that. I'll not get into that, but yeah. I've got plenty of time still to pick which Austerity I want to go for. I'm still just considering, I'm just having the one, I think. But I don't know which one I want out of the LNER or the National Coal Board one with the curved cab. They're the 2 that I'm thinking of getting. Well, not the 2 I'm thinking of getting. There's the one I want to get. I've just got to figure out how to pay for it. So yeah, I've got time. I've got plenty of time to get one. I'm not worried. But yes, Hilton, you need to stop trying to badger me into getting one. Especially with all the Class 37s on the way. But yeah, they're my sort of lineups at the minute. So yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what's your most anticipated Accurascale project that is either just arrived, is on its way, or is just beginning to be in production. As well as let me know in the comments down below, what is something you'd really like Accurascale to have a crack at? They seem to be making quite a name for themselves, and they seem to have quite a good following at the minute. And I definitely think it's probably time that they take on the big boys as such, being Hornby and Bachmann, and maybe go for something that is in their range, you know, something that we have had before, but something that, you know, they could do obviously a lot better and probably a lot cheaper. Obviously, I know they're doing the class 60 and obviously the 66 is in both the ranges, but, you know, in terms of that, I'm saying the 37 is as well, but I think there's more to be had. I think for me, I'd really like them to take on a class 43 just because Hornby's pricing is quite expensive, especially for the fact that you're only getting the power car and the dummy car. So I think, you know, when you're looking at like £350 for that, I think Accurascale could easily make one and make it cheaper. But that's just me being biased. I'm trying, in terms of a locomotive that I'd like to see them take on, it's a tough one. But I think it definitely probably be something modern image. As much as I love steam, but I think Accurascale's got quite a nice niche steam market at the minute. They're definitely going for the tank engine side of things at the minute. So I know they had the Manor class, but you know they've got 3 tank engines on the way, all industrial little units, and I think that's great. I think that's a perfect place for them to stay and just knock out some great shunting locos. But yeah, in terms of modern image, where they seem to shine a bit, and obviously a lot of their rolling stock comes from there, I think, yeah, they need to start taking on the big boys. I'm really sort of disappointed. I know I'm going on another tangent here. I'm still disappointed that Cavalex didn't go through with the Class 91, because I think Hornby monopolising that, it would be made so much better if there was another one on the market to choose from. But again, hopefully one day we'll see it, because, you know, if it runs as well as I hear I think is it the Class 56 as their other loco. I've heard great things about them, so I won't knock Cavalex too hard for the Class 60. I'm more annoyed with Key Model World than anything, because the communication's just not been the best. But yeah, I would like to see the Class 91 be taken. Certainly I think that would be a cool one, but I know Cavalex did do the tooling and everything for it, so they have it somewhere. It's just in the back locker. But yeah, as for Accurascale, I think there's a lot they could take on, but I think definitely going something a bit more modern image to go alongside like the Class 60s and the 66, I think that would be great. So obviously the Class 50s are slightly dated. They are more sort of heritage line and rail tours rather than actual running samples. So yeah, I'd like to see more taken on from them, definitely. But yeah, let me know in the comments down below, what would you like to see Accurascale take on? And yeah, as well as drop in the comments down below, what have you got on order from Accurascale? And don't worry, you don't have to put the price that you've spent. We're all in the anonymous keep it from your wives club here. But yes, I would like to know, what have you got on pre-order at the moment? But anyway, before I get in more of a ramble, because this video has gone on for far too long, I will bid you a bye and say take care, everyone. So yeah, I'll catch you in the next video. Have a good one. Bye-bye.